Alright guys, what's up? Thanks for tuning back into life with whatever. Skip all that crap. I have a really interesting video. Can we get 300 blackout to be as quiet as 22 LR, right? So of course we're going to be comparing it to something like 45, which is already subsonic, and then another smaller round but is like hurtling down range, right? And that's going to be 22 WMR, right? Winchester Magnum rimfire. We're going to be shooting today some Hornady Black, which is 208 grain, right? Regular Hornady Black. And then, excuse me, and then we're going to be firing some regular Hornady subsonic ammunition. Now, I usually call this Hornady Red because there's really no name to it other than subsonic ammunition, right? But it has a red tip and then it has red letters, so we're just going to call it Hornady Red, right? And this is 190 grain. We're going to see what kind of sound we get out of this thing with that fun stick on, and then we're going to stick this on, or later after we do 22 LR, we're going to stick this on 45 PCC, and as you guys have seen that before, that's a Strevog. So yeah, let's get to it. First one we're going to do is the Hornady Black, right? 208 grains of awesomeness. I personally love Hornady Black. I do like Seiko a little bit better, and I also like the 190 and the Hornady Reds. Pre-warning, I hope this noisy brat doesn't start. He's going to be thinking that I'm taking some deer, coyote. I know, big brat. He's going to be thinking that I'm taking some deer, coyote, fox, or something like that, and he's going to want to go retrieve it, which he's not a retriever. He's a spoiled brat with GSD problems. But yeah, 208 grains first, 5 rounds out of the Mojave 45. Let's see how it sounds on camera. Not aiming anywhere special, 50 yards out there. Unfortunately, the target is not really important. The sound is important, right?
How'd you get up here?
Facts. All right, moving on. Now we're going to do the Hornady subsonic, as I have dubbed them, Reds, right? Let's get to it. Five rounds of Reds. What you guys think? Moving on. Guys, as you see, we've switched over to WMR, right? And I've got some uppercut in here traveling. They're saying at like 1070 or something like that. All right. Traveling at like 1070 or something like that. But normally we know the WMR travels at about 2100 feet and upwards, right? So target is about 50 yards down there, and we're just going to put 10 rounds in the air, separate them into 5s, right? Come on back here, buddy. Back heels. All right. Again, he is definitely going to think that I have taken something, and afterwards we're going to send him down there, right? Nothing is going to be down there, of course, but he doesn't know that yet, right? Sits. All right, guys, we ready? Wonderful, we're ready. Nothing down there, man. I will let you know when there's something down there. I know. Come on back up, man. You can't be beyond the barrel. Downs. Good Lord.
Gotta love him. Namaste.
Last 5. WMR. Get you. There is absolutely nothing down there, of course. He's going to come back mad at me, right? Yeah, let's do 45, right? 45 is a little bit more fun. Come on, big guy. All right, I'll catch you guys back here. Yes, so back down here, of course, with the Grand Power Streebog. The Streebog. I have yet to name this because, again, I don't really know anybody famous or anything like that out of Slovakia, right? Anything important out of Slovakia, no disrespect, Slovakians, other than Grand Power Streebog SP 45A3. However, we have the Mojave 45 back on this thing. Had to switch out Nielsen devices, of course, from 300 blackout to 45 ACP. We're just firing some basic Winchester 230 grain target and practice rounds through this thing. Got the UMP mags, of course. You know, had to go get another RVG, tan colored because it matches. Just look at the drip on this thing.
Corny. Yeah.
Anyway, we came down here fully prepared to just launch 5 rounds. Fully prepared to do 5 rounds, right? So we're just going to do as many as the Lord leads us to do because this thing is extremely fun, guys. If you know, you know. All right, and we're going to see how this sound suppression sounds. Sound suppression sound. Is that correct? It's not. Is that, you know, how this sounds coming out of, you know, on camera out of 2 different mics in 2 different places, right? My awesome videographer here is about a good 5 yards away from me. We're just going to see how it sounds, right, guys? However, we are going to strap up our eyes because the Streebog can be pretty gassy, especially with some rapid fire. So, yeah, 5 rounds-ish, okay? Let's see what the Lord leads us to do, all right? You gonna be mad at me again, but who cares, right? This thing is awesome. All right, and we're gonna finish this up, guys, with some 22 LR. All right, I will meet you back down here. All right, guys, back down here, of course, yet again with, all right, the original little backyard plinker, right? Super duper fun. Came from a Ruger Charger build. Came from a Ruger Charger build, right? Not going to list all the parts and stuff like that on this thing again, but we've got the Sparrow back on here, 22 LR, some 40 grain Winchester super suppressed, right? And yeah, let's see. Also pretty gassy, right? So let's protect the eyes and be correct. Need you to stay here, buddy. All right, 22 LR. That's pretty hard to beat, right? Get you. Pretty hard to beat, man. Pretty hard to beat. I think this was the most quiet out of all of them, as naturally we most likely, you know, already knew that, but you know, the 300 blackout is actually pretty quiet as well. 45 is pretty quiet. The only thing that was not too quiet that I can greatly hear through my little walkers here was the WMR. And of course, that's because it's supersonic, of course. Everything else is subs as we're pumping through these little fun sticks. So yeah, guys, we're going to show him off camera, like try to maul me, you know, for not having anything to bring back. But I've got some venison in the house that he can kind of munch on, and he'll be buddy-buddy with me again. Guys, again, I really appreciate you hanging out with me. Okay. Get you. I don't think it's tired of that, right? Or not, right? Fun, fun, fun. Do that steel. Dead center. Can. Steel. Can. Steel. Get you. Love you guys. Catch you in the next one.